Hi, this is Carla, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a New Year's Eve ritual that I've been doing for a few years now. Now, don't be freaked out by the word ritual. Ritual just means habit. It's something I do every year. And this is just my way of celebrating New Year's Eve and going into the fresh new year with a new, fresh mind. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So for you to do this, you need some kind of calendar or journal or something that you've used for the past year that has recorded all of the things that you've done, most of the things anyway. It could be a calendar with your appointments. It could be your journal that talks about different personal things that you experienced, or it could be a mixture of the two. I did a different kind of calendar system this year, and I didn't realize that it wasn't the best for me until maybe around October, because I was thinking, oh, wait, I have to prepare for my ritual and I didn't have anything. So I went to like a dollar store and I picked up a dollar store monthly calendar. Each page has, or each like for example, this is July, something like that. So I wrote in each month, like if I took trips in the month, if I had certain projects that I was working on, people that I was working with, or just being involved with, I did my best to write everything in there. So now, also, if you're going to do this ritual or in this practice, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time, at least 3 hours. It could take longer than that, but the idea is that you want to give yourself enough time to really evaluate the current year and make sure that you didn't forget anything. So when you take out your calendar or whatever organizational tool that you look at or that you're looking at online, go through all the different months and just first just take like a cursory look and see if there's anything that you might have forgotten, because there's a lot of things that we take for granted that happened and we didn't really think about it, and because of that we kind of forgot that we accomplished these things. So first, just kind of jog your memory and see if there's anything that needs to be added. Okay, so you get your calendar out, you go through, you take your little cursory glance through month to month and make sure that you add everything that needs to be added so you can remember the important things that happen. So what I suggest that you do then, after you feel that all of your month's activities were accounted for, I like to take like another pad of paper and go through the calendar month by month and list out what were the high points of that month and what were the low points of that month. Were there great accomplishments that happened, or was it a slow month? Did I meet anyone interesting? Did I get a new client? Did I go on a date with somebody interesting? Whatever that is for you, I want you to keep a tally of the high points and the low points of each month. So do that for each month. Go through January through now through December, and make a tally of all the high points and the low points that happened in your life. Now, once you have that list, I want you to review it again and just look at everything that happened. And you start to detect patterns of things that happened and didn't happen. And then you start to think about, you know what, I think I would like to do more of this. And you'll start to think, I want to do less of that. Oh, you know what? I see that I worked too much for this person and they never paid me. Think about those. Like, you don't want to think about the people that didn't pay you next year. You want to think about that right now before you make decisions to work with them again or not to work with them again. So make your list of your high points and your low points, and then decide which of those things in your life do you want to continue, which are the things that you want to not continue anymore, and what are the things that you just have to keep an eye out for. Like, what do you have to look at? A few years ago there was a relationship that I was in and I wasn't really sure. I was very on the fence of it, or perhaps that person was on the fence with me, and I just felt like, I don't know where this relationship is going. So I put it on the wait and see list. I'm like, I'm going to see how this is going, but by the end of the year I want to decide whether that person is going to be in my life or out my life. And sure enough, even though I had no idea when I first made that request that I wanted to figure it out, by the end of the year, I did figure it out. I decided that I wanted this person in my life at a different kind of capacity that wasn't romantic. And that was totally fine. But if I hadn't made that decision the year before, I might have still been struggling with what I was going to do with this person in my life, you know? So just think about it. Like, are there people that you need to release? People who are, you know, you might have some people who are passive aggressive and they have their way of like getting under your skin. Well, if you don't have to deal with those people, then don't. That might be a good time to start thinking, maybe it's a good time to start fading out that person. Or maybe there's another way of dealing with that person. So the purpose of this list is to check out your high points and your low points, and then to decide what are the things that you want to continue doing and what are the things that you want to discontinue doing. And definitely what are the things that you want to let go of, because that's very important. We need to let go of things in order to make room for new things. So once you make a new list of what are the things that you want to accomplish, what are the things that you want to discontinue doing, what are the things that you want to let go of, make a list of that. Once you've made that list, then I would like you to light a candle like this. I have a candle here. Can you see it? Yeah. And with the candle isn't some kind of magic trick. The candle is used as a focusing tool, because once you light that candle, it gives you the feeling that something important, something sacred, something serious is happening right now. And for this moment, you are focusing all of your intention or all of your attention onto your intention. So you light this candle and you read your list, and you're just very serious about, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to let go of this person, I want to stop doing that kind of work. And you only have to say it once, but you just sort of meditate on it, you get quiet, and then you blow out the candle. And then you sit with it for a second, and then you move on with your day and you're done. And if you have a party to go to, you go to your party. If you want to do it overnight and do it like while the clock strikes 12, you can totally do that too. But if you have parties or kids or other kind of obligations, that's totally fine. You do it in a time that works for you. But I highly recommend that you complete it by 11 o'clock on December 31st. And it sets you up for the new year in a very powerful way. So that is my New Year's Eve ritual. And if you decide to try it, I would love to get some feedback from you. And if you like doing it or if you didn't like doing it, but it's something fun. I like doing it. I've been doing it now for like 4 years. So if that gives you some value, have at it, go crazy. And I wish you a wonderful, healthy, and happy 2017. Happy New Year.